All right, we're back playing a game, and we have a special guest with us today.
Hi guys, it's Chibi New. I'm actually here with everyone, so
In the flesh.
yay!
Woo!
We're all having a good time today.
Mm-hmm.
We're all having a good. Who else is here? Let's everybody just talk a little bit.
I'm Hot for Justice, aka Gav.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm the Dread Pirate Dash.
And I'm TheOutbackAl, and we're here. We're gonna play a couple different games today, or over the next couple days. We'll see when this all stuff comes out, but we're gonna play a couple different games because we got Chibs in the studio today. Yeah. First up, we got what's this game?
Without Within.
Okay, and what is it about?
This game, it's a really short free game on Steam. It's about a girl. She's a calligraphy artist, and it's just kind of about her day-to-day life, trying to sell her artwork and also like working and stuff like that. The roots in it are pretty short. It's a visual novel, but it's kind of goofy. So, whee!
All right,
Sounds like fun.
Just wait, Monica's gonna pop up in this.
Oh no! Cut that.
Alright.
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening with that.
Oh, there.
Okay, so all right. My narrating.
I guess.
Venti, 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 venti. The chants of my fans echo through the door in front of me. My two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the door. I can't read today. Please prepare yourself, Miss Venti. Once I open this door, we'll head straight for our limo. The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open.
So fancy.
Yes, we have crowd noises today. Crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. Do calligraphy artists really get that much praise for this kind of... Whatever.
I think she's dreaming or something.
Okay. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on. After all, I blow a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Got an ego on Miss Venti. Miss Venti, please let us hurry. My bodyguard said, too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Does anyone want to be a reporter?
Okay, I'll do it. Venti, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award?
A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention.
Venti, may I get a photo with you?
Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And 2 for me, of course.
I can't believe it. I'm standing this close to Venti.
My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check.
What?
A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails.
That would make me faint too.
I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fan snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Venti, Miss Venti, Miss Venti, Miss Venti, Miss Venti. That was too much. The crowd chanted at my car window, pulled up. How odd. They never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things.
Miss Venti! Miss Venti!
Miss Venti? Ellipses? Who's Miss Venti?
I'll do it.
Alright.
Ellipses. Oh.
Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got to ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, this single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I need to take back the one room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms, thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That's still counted, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it.
Miss Venti! Miss Venti!
A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or 2 would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. We have a choice.
Rise and shine or stay in bed.
I personally enjoy
get out.
staying in bed, but we might as well progress.
Alright.
We might as well progress more than we do in our own lives.
Yeah.
Truth.
We may have destroyed our own lives, but we will make Vinty's a good one.
Coming!
As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too. Is that an option? We're doing this?
Good morning, Miss Venti.
The landlady say.
I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up. That's because I did? It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth.
The landlady shook her head.
Yeah.
She had no right to preach to me like this. I wanted to tell her, but it decided against it, as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further with her size. If I enraged her, she would squash me into Venti-flavored pancake.
Miss Venti, your rent was due 3 days ago.
Oh well, at least there was no rent increase.
Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning.
The landlady grunted.
All right. Just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live.
I think we should already be thinking about that.
Yeah.
She spun around to leave. Once she disappeared behind the corner, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great, the landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I become an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Just the one shoe, though.
The left one.
Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first, I need to put in the work.
Oh, that's the worst part.
Without within.
There's the sketch.
And so I returned to the busiest street in my area with my calligraphies spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. What is she wearing?
I don't know.
No idea.
These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent.
Ellipses. Ellipses. Ellipses.
Sorry, I'm behind a little bit. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was the old saying? 10% of the people you reached out to will buy your work? I could live with that. Even just 1%, please, anything but 0. Got a poor connection. We have to run 2 screens because there's a couple people here, so like my connection to the other one is not wonderful right now. I would just scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies.
Persevere or rant.
I mean, ranting could get you on YouTube.
It's a good point.
Let's bring
Rant.
I feel like we're gonna get the bad end. Enough was enough. I sprang off the ground and kicked at the fence behind me. The crowd stared as I ranted on and on about their ignorance.
Oh.
It felt so good to let loose. If these people knew how to spot real art, my career would have really kicked off. So, maybe we're doing performance art now. Like we could change things up just a touch. That could be kind of cool. 2 days later, my eruption made its way to the internet. Yes!
You're right.
Ah!
Guys, make sure to never buy anything from her.
Oh,
She's
no.
nuts. Oh,
Oh no.
Who does she think she is? Spread the news, everyone. We need to make sure people like that never get anywhere.
Oh no.
Mistake.
We may have lost the game already.
We have messed up.
My career was doomed. If I knew one mistake would destroy everything, I would have kept my trap shut. How I wished I could relive that day.
Bad end.
Wow,
That's it?
that was fast.
That was
I
fast.
told you it was quick.
Bad end.
All right, we got a... Yeah, I guess that's just a bad end for us.
All right.
Oh god.
Well, that was a game.
That was
Yeah.
a game.
That was pretty short. Should we like see if we can get a different ending at it? I feel like
Yeah.
I know exactly where we screwed up. So
Oh yeah. How long have we been running?
this isn't even 12 minutes yet.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
Let's go.
Do these
Starting
in
new
the same
one.
episode. All right, let's play another one real quick and see what we can do.
Should we maybe like see if we can...
Let's just click
the
through
same
some of these. We know
options?
some of this stuff. Oh, famous Vinty! Yay, Vinty!
Because calligraphers
Vinci,
really get all
yeah.
that fame.
All right, so we're coming up with the first choice. Do we want to stay in bed or rise and shine?
I
feel like we should rise.
Rise and shine.
Yeah.
I think if we stay in bed,
probably
we'll
goes
lose.
bad. We'll find out another
Probably.
time. Miss Vinty, yada yada. Walls are breaking. The earth was shaking. My mind was aching.
And that weird outfit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I feel like
Persevere.
persevering is probably the best option. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't think it could have been the end of our careers had we ranted. Maybe we just put out some more rant videos and there's people screaming on the internet who make money off of that. I'm just saying.
True.
This is true.
Just as I thought, this man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water.
KFC.
Hashtag not sponsored. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up with anticipation. At least someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first.
You're charging for these?
I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted.
I would never hang these on my wall, even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen.
Oh.
Ouch.
What a douche.
Ellipses.
Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. Please tell me.
Oh my god.
Do we attack the chicken man or restrain him?
I know we'll lose if we attack, but I want to.
I kind of think we should attack the chicken man.
Yeah, we might as well just
This is
save slot would be good. Just in case, we might have to. We definitely want to attack this guy, don't we?
Honestly.
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Attack the KFC dude.
Let's go for this. We're attacking. I crunched up my calligraphies and rose. The man must have sensed my violent intent as he backed a step and shielded his face with a bucket of chicken. I threw a punch at him before he could flee into the crowd. My fist connected with the side of his head. That marked the first time I had ever hit someone. My knuckles hurt from the blow, but seeing the guy's dropped jaw made it worthwhile. He probably grew up this way because nobody ever dared to punish him.
Remember, kids, never punch with a closed fist. You'll break your thumb.
Look at the close fist. You have your thumb on the outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. A couple of pedestrians popped in and held me back from attacking the man further. I squirmed against their grip, but gave up as my anger waned. Once my breathing returned to normal, the civilians loosened their hold, and I brushed myself free.
I'll remember this.
The man fled for the train station, eating another piece of chicken. As he did so, I hoped he choked on it.
Oh, is this a telltale game now?
Maybe. I feel like we found our enemy.
Chicken man will remember this.
The next morning, someone knocked on my door. I checked the clock. 5 a.m. When would the landlady cut me a break?
Miss Vinci? Oh, no, someone else.
Free, sucker!
Ms. Vinci, it's the police.
We made a bad decision. I cut my hand over my mouth as if keeping quiet would make the police go away. This must be here to ask about my assault yesterday.
God.
That guy I punched was nothing but talk. I should have let him ramble. God knew what would befall me now. I prayed I would at least be spared a jail sentence. Tears streaked down my cheeks as I buried myself under the blanket. This had to be nothing more than a bad dream. Or is it a bad end?
I mean, we figured.
Alright. Well, that one was even shorter. I guess, let's go from our save spot. I guess we're just... Is this whole game just sit and take it?
I guess.
This feels like...
That's
okay.
the way to live, I guess.
Alright, we're back to where we were. I guess we're gonna hold back and feel our restraint. It's loading for me. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man started off, determined to prove him wrong. I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walk by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer would be a waste of time. God, the connection is not good between these two. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew that man's words had rocked my confidence.
Aw.
Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time for nothing. Yet, if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled in my eyes, and I clenched my fists to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd. Looked like we had a lost child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot him glances, but none of them offered more than that. I'm assuming we're going to help this kid. These really were horrible people. Can I just point out that the city behind us is on fire?
Yeah.
Should we be concerned?
Nah.
Okay.
This world is on fire.
These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but that would mean being late for my job.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well,
Honestly, I think let's help.
We should
Yeah.
say.
We should,
We already did.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I judged others for abandoning the child and then did the same myself, I would be a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy.
There. It's okay. Did you lose your mummy?
Are you my mommy?
The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other.
Let me know if you lost your mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared.
The kid managed to nod at last, and I whispered, "Good boy," into his ear.
What's your mummy's name?
Hungry.
Her name is Hungry?
The boy's tummy growled, and I realized what he meant.
Oh. Well, how about I buy you a sandwich?
The kid shook his head. I want ice cream.
When did he turn into Laertes?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, kid. Ice cream is more of a dessert, actually.
I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. Jesse. That's my mummy's name.
Jesse! Jesse!
Come on, here you go. I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever, enough to make me blush. In fact, maybe I should try shouting Jesse at a random the next time I sold my calligraphies. Loading. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Well, it's probably matching the fire by now. Yes, I knew my shift started half an hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried towards us. She ran past a red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. I'm hoping this is Jesse. Mummy! The boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace.
It's taking a
This
while.
dual display thing. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed towards me.
Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful. Just wonderful.
The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin.
Anyone would have done the same thing. No, they wouldn't have.
No, we
just
just
complaining
watched
about
1,000
it.
people not.
Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know.
The mother said.
Buy my calligraphies.
Yeah.
Actually, there is something I need help with.
The mother nodded.
Anything in my power, miss.
I don't think I have to keep saying that stuff.
Which way back to the train station?
Oh, you want her to buy the calligraphy?
Buy my shit.
Or, tell my part-time job why I was late.
Oh, yeah.
very
That could
true.
help, too.
Yeah,
Well, at least we didn't get a bad end right off the bat.
that's true.
The sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Venti for a reason. Who wants to be the boss?
Miss Venti.
The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan.
Sorry I'm late.
I wanted to explain, but my boss glared at me and my tongue slurred out a bunch of syllables. Oh, like how I normally talk. My explanation was in there somewhere, probably, maybe. Okay. Alright, there we go. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being here during such a busy period.
Don't get over it.
In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Well, at one point, I locked myself inside a toilet and screamed into the bowl.
Ew.
I also might or might not have fantasized about dunking my workmate's heads in the toilet. That was for me alone to know, though. At least I earned the paycheck needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for the month after that, we would see when the time came.
At least you didn't get fired.
All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pressuring me towards finding a second job.
I know that feel.
Like all of us.
Ugh.
On my way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel named Princess Aria. The game had long been hyped on every form I knew, amazing art along with a cast of famous voice actors, with the writers and composers were big names too. Oh, who cares about the voice actors? Everyone's just gonna throw in their own whenever they play it. For Princess Aria to have an ad this big, there must have been a lot of money put behind the project. The way this banner hung high gave me the sense it was extra important. Bright lights shone on the princess face to impress potential players. She's kinda ugly.
Her eyes are kind of frightening.
Yeah. Yes, that was what I really needed. If I had a banner like that, no doubt people would line up to buy my calligraphy. I could already imagine how folks would react as I walked along the streets.
Hey, I think that was Venti.
Wow, no way! You mean that famous calligrapher I see on all of those banners?
Yeah, she must be really good. Maybe we should ask her for her autograph and some ice cream. My agent would then step in to speak on my behalf. I don't know what to... Please line up in an orderly fashion, everyone.
How much for an autograph? Shut up and take my money.
Oh, thank you for that.
Memes.
My agent nodded in response. Autographs are available for $100. Thank you. Oh, where are we now?
Game store?
We're wasting our money, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, forget calligraphy. Be a Let's Player. It pays so much, as we all know.
Oh, it pays so well.
That'd be $100, thanks. The game shop owner said Princess Aria cost twice what I had predicted. If I bought the game, I would have too little left for rent. I opened my wallet, hoping I might have more cash on hand than I realized. Turned out I had less, actually. Hung my head, and the storekeeper sighed. His arched brows pressured me into buying a game. I did ride 3 trains to get here. Might as well pick up something. I told the shopkeeper how much money I had, and he shook his head. The store owner pulled out a different game from under his table. He brushed away the dust on it so I could see the cover. The title read Sunflower War, some visual novel about the battlefield. Are we gonna play a visual novel about a visual novel?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. Copyright 1997, the bottom red. No wonder it was so cheap. Art by Invert Mouse, whoever the heck that was. The front cover would fit perfectly in a kindergarten classroom. flip the case to see what was highlighted on the back. This game supported up to, 640 by 480 resolution? Truly the pinnacle of technology. The shopkeeper grimaced. He must have sensed I wanted to say no. His stare made my palms stain with sweat, and I ended up buying the game. Dealing with folks like that had always been a weakness of mine. Remind me to never visit the store again.
Why?
My life just sucks. With heavy strides, I returned to my apartment. Zero calligraphy sales. Late for work and with rent. Topped off by blowing cash on some game I had no interest in. What I really wanted to play was Princess Aria. Forcing myself to suffer anything else would just upset me further.
Play or sleep.
Why don't we find out next time? Because
Yeah, we're running
let's
a
save
little
the game,
long.
and you'll know our choice when we come back again with more chibs in the studio.
Yeah.
We'll call it. All right, say goodnight, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.